That didn't take long, 50 minutes already. I've lucked into some short lines my 3 days here, but it's been very busy at the park. This is the other place you can get your free beer. Garden Gate Cafe, just past the Gwazi entrance. Very pretty area. These guys out here to greet you when they're not kissing. Even if you don't like roller coasters, you gotta come to Busch Gardens Tampa just to look around. It is so beautiful. They got shows, they got the animals. This very well might be the most well-rounded park in the world. And when RMC Gwazi gets here, that'll probably solidify it, at least as far as I'm concerned. And from the other side of Garden Gate Cafe, get another view of the Gwazi structure. SheiKra is so good. It is so smooth if you ride in the front. I did one back row ride and it was rattly. Probably because you're elevated so high. It seems to me that the higher you're elevated on B&Ms, the more chance you have at a rattle. Which is why the floorless coasters can sometimes get a rattle, because you're elevated. In fact, those are rattles quite common on the floorless. Yeah, ride the front row on SheiKra. It is so smooth. You won't get any head banging. Because there's no rattle and because there's no jerky maneuvers, you don't get head banging on this, even though it has those over-the-shoulder restraints. And the air time on the 2 drops is incredible. Just don't hold on, just let go and go with it on the drops. You get really good air time. I did 7 rides in a row in about an hour and 5 minutes. Because there's hardly any line right now. Got here at about 11:40. And the Immelman on this, 7 rides, I partially grayed out all 7 times on the Immelman. So it is very forceful maneuver. Just like Valraven, I gray out on its Immelman as well. On Griffin's Immelmans, I don't gray out on those. I don't know why. Griffin seems to be the dud of the bunch for me. It's not as forceful. Griffin's Immelman isn't as forceful, and the ride has a rattle, even in the front. I get head banging on Griffin. I don't get head banging on SheiKra. Valraven can have a rattle at times, but because of the vest restraints, you're not going to get any head banging. No one will ever get head banging on Valraven. So I would still say that Valravn is the best of the dive coasters until Yukon Striker comes out. But SheiKra is a close second. Griffin is way, way, way back as far as I'm concerned. Not that Griffin is bad, but the headbanging and the rattle kind of spoil a lot of it for me. Doesn't completely ruin it, but it's just not nearly as good as SheiKra and Valravn. Love that 0G roll. This Kumba is riding so good today. It's riding even better than it was the last 2 days I was here. Just did about 8 rides. I did 8 rides in about an hour and 15 minutes. I think Kumba might be my new favorite in the park, even over Montu. I didn't fully get this coaster when I rode it 2 years ago, but now I do. This is amazing. I wish B&M would have done more sit-downs like this. Yeah, yesterday my Kumba marathon had to stop at 6. It was getting to be too much. It was so intense. But here I've done 8 in a row. I think what it is, I've had a better night's sleep last night than I did the night before. That's helped. Like I always say, grab the restraints, lean your head forward. Otherwise, you might get some head banging. My 99-minute Kumba marathon is coming to an end with 11 rides in 99 minutes. It's been fun. It's been crazy. It is riding so good today. It was worth it. This definitely moves way up my rankings now. So Kumba, till next year. Can't wait for my next ride. Sometime next year. And to let you know about some of the events that they got coming up. Dates for the Halloween and Christmas time. It's always good to take note of. And sadly, that is the end of my time here at Busch Gardens Tampa. Really was such a great 3 days. This park has so much to offer. There's so much to do here. Really, 3 days isn't even enough. Especially if you love roller coasters and going to shows, animals. I got to see Tigress testing. Should be opening any week now. I saw work being done on RMC Gwazi. And today I got an 11-ride Kumba marathon, followed by a 7-ride Montu marathon. And that's Montu right in front of us here. And I'm debating, going back and forth between those two as to which one of those two are my favorite. Which one of those two is my favorite. And I thought highly of Kumba before, but I still felt like I didn't fully get it. Now I fully get it. and it's definitely moving up my rankings. Montu, I like it even more than I did before, and I had it just barely hanging on in my top 25. I'm now thinking both Montu and Kumba are moving up to my top 20. I'll have to think about it some, but yeah, they're both moving up for sure. And SheiKra, had some great rides on it. It's a very smooth ride, great dive coaster. Get some really good airtime on it. It's not rattly, doesn't give any head banging like Griffin does. And Cheetah Hunt, yeah, Cheetah Hunt, I had a feeling would kind of move down my list from my experience here. When I rode it before, I didn't have a lot of coaster experience, so I was really impressed. But now I get it. I see that it is a family coaster, but for what it is, it's great. It's just, if you like the intense rides, you're a big coaster enthusiast, it's not gonna be very high up on your list. Unless the family coasters are what you really enjoy. Because Cheetah Hunt always had a super long line, while Montu and Kumba, very short lines, if any at all. I met a few guys on my Kumba marathon. Actually, I met them earlier at Falcon's Fury. Two of them live in Georgia. One of them lives around here. The one who lives around here is the cousin of the two brothers that live in Georgia. And sorry guys, I cannot remember your names right now. I'm trying to think of what they are, but yeah, hopefully I get this posted before you forget about meeting me there. But yeah, it was really nice hanging out with you guys and going on some rides with you. So hopefully run into you again. Planning to be at Six Flags Over Georgia tomorrow. Don't know if I forgot to ask if you're planning to be there tomorrow. Probably not, but yeah, maybe at some point I'll run into you again. It's always nice when a park leaves you wanting more, wishing you had more time. And that's definitely what Busch Gardens Tampa did once again. Felt that way 2 years ago when I was here, and it happened again this time. It's definitely an amazing park with plenty to offer for everybody.